Welcome back, race fans, to Pacific Coast International Raceway and the quarterfinals of the Vintage Sports Car Tournament. Let's get to the introductions of the first four racers in the first quarterfinal. First up is Numbskull, number 55 in his 1973 Porsche 911. Next is N-Count, number 73 in his Toyota 2000 GT. And then we have Arlo in his number 69 Shelby Cobra, gorgeous car. And finally we have Farrell Patrick in his Corvette Stingray, number 44. Starting off in pole position will be Numbskull with N-Count in the front, Arlo behind Numbskull, and Farrell Patrick in the number 4 position. And they're off. Coming down the back straightaway is Numbskull, a nice lead, and the pack behind him. We come to the corkscrew there. There's a couple cars that flipped over. Numbskull and Arlo are still going, and it looks like Numbskull will take first and Arlo second. Let's go take a look and see what happened up there. Looks like Farrell Patrick and N-Count both flipped in the corner. We'll have to go to the instant replay and see exactly what happened here. And there's the ambulance just in time. Hopefully each driver is okay. As they came out of the chicane, it looks like both N-Count, then Farrell Patrick hit that outer wall, couldn't quite get the turn right, and flipped over the cars. Lap 2 has N-Count and Farrell Patrick in the front, with Numbskull and Arlo following behind. Numbskull with 4 points and Arlo with 3. And they're off. Coming down the straightaway, we have N-Count and Farrell Patrick door to door. Farrell Patrick moves in front, and there's a little bit of a paint swapping going off there. Coming down the concrete straightaway, Farrell Patrick has a nice lead, and he will take first place. Looks like Arlo will take second, N-Count in third, and Numbskull in fourth. Lap 3 has Farrell Patrick in the pole position with Arlo next to him, N-Count and Numbskull in behind. And they're rolling. Come down the back stretch, we have Farrell Patrick and Arlo pushing him hard. N-Count and Numbskull behind them. Coming down the straightaway now, we have Farrell Patrick in the lead again. And Farrell Patrick will take first. Oh, Arlo second, and it looks like N-Count put the brakes on Numbskull to keep him from passing. Farrell Patrick will take third, and Numbskull fourth. Lap 4 now has Arlo in the pole position and Numbskull next to him. And they're off. Coming down the back stretch, Arlo has a nice lead. Looks like Farrell Patrick is jumping in second place. Numbskull and N-Count. Oh, and Farrell Patrick has rolled his car. Looks like Arlo's going to take it on down and take first place with N-Count in second. And looks like Numbskull escaped the crash to take third. Let's go up and see what happened there. The ambulance has showed up for Farrell Patrick there. Hopefully he's okay. Instant replay shows Farrell Patrick riding up on the edge of the road and flipping his car over, and Numbskull plows into him. N-Count just escapes by him and is able to slip into second place, which results in a tie for second with Numbskull and Farrell Patrick. Farrell Patrick earns a pole position due to a faster qualifying time. Farrell Patrick jumps into an early lead. As he comes down the big straightaway, he's got opening up his lead. He makes it through the big chicane and comes around down to the concrete straightaway and down to the final straightaway, and Farrell Patrick will take lap 1 of the race off. Numbskull now has a pole position. Farrell Patrick leads 1-0. Coming out of the starting gate now, they are neck and neck. Coming down to the first turn, and Farrell Patrick squeezes in front of Numbskull. They both make it through this corkscrew. Coming down the second to last straightaway, and Farrell Patrick is opening up his lead, and he will take the win, the second win, to move on to the semifinals along with Arlo. Congratulations to Arlo and Farrell Patrick for their wins in the quarterfinals. They will be moving on to the semifinals. And we have to say goodbye to End Count and Numbskull. Thank you so much for being here in this race. We hope again to see you guys very soon. On to the next quarterfinalist. We have Spy Dude, number 86 in his 1963 Corvette Roadster. Mr. Dark, number 13 in his Corvette Grand Sport. Sneaky Bob, number 21 in his 64 Corvette Stingray, 3 Corvettes. And Wes Cosin in his number 007 in his 67 Ford Mustang GT. Spy Dude in the pole position, Mr. Dark starting off on his left. And they're off. Coming down the back straight now. Spy Dude has a slight lead. Mr. Dark is behind him, and looks like Wes Cosin is swapping paint with Sneaky Bob back there. As he come around toward the last straightaway, Mr. Dark tried to take the lead from Spy Dude, but couldn't quite get there. And Spy Dude will bring it on down for first place. As we see the replay there, it looks like Wes Cosin almost lost it off the track, and which allowed Sneaky Bob to get right next to him and eventually pass him. Mr. Dark lost it a little bit on the chicane, but pulled it through. The race 2, lap 2, we have Mr. Dark in the pole position, Wes Cosin next to him, Spy Dude and Sneaky Bob in the back. And they're off. Coming down the back stretch, Mr. Dark has a nice lead. Wes Cosin in second. It looks like he's swapping paint again with Sneaky Bob. They come around the concrete straightaway down to the final straightaway. Mr. Dark has a nice lead and will take first place. And Wes Cosin will take second. Go back and see what happened to the other 2 drivers. And there's Spy Dude in the dirt and Sneaky Bob on the rail there. Replay shows Wes Cosin almost getting off the track and going sideways, which is jamming up Sneaky Bob and Spy Dude. Looks like he left them in the dirt and headed on down the track for himself to take second place. Lap 3 now has Wes Cosin in the pole position with Sneaky Bob next to him. And they're off. Coming down now, Wes Cosin has a slight lead. Sneaky Bob is just passing him, and he puts a block on Wes Cosin. He's coming around the big corkscrew. It looks like Wes Cosin slightly off the track. The 2 Corvettes are pushing on him. Sneaky Bob, meanwhile, spins out, and Spy Dude gives him a little left tap in the front. Oh, and then Spy Dude spins out as Sneaky Bob takes first. Oh, and here comes Mr. Dark. Gives him a whack and takes second place from him. At least he got Spy Dude in there for third. And there's Wes Cosin in the dirt. Looks like they got a little payback. Instant replay. You see Sneaky Bob getting past Wes Cosin. Mr. Dark pushing him from behind. As he come around the corner, Wes Cosin gets up on the rail, hits the guardrail, and then he has Wes Cosin and Spy Dude pushing him. Looks like they pushed him all the way off the track, right in front of the ambulance. Meanwhile, Sneaky Bob spins out, but keeps going backwards, and Spy Dude comes to give him a little left tap there. As they went around the final corner, Sneaky Bob was able to keep it straight, but Spy Dude spun sideways and lost his momentum. Mr. Dark, not to be outdone though, came back and squeezed by him with a smack and ended up taking second place from Spy Dude. Lap 4 now has Sneaky Bob in the pole position, Spy Dude next to him. And there they go. Sneaky Bob takes a nice lead coming around the corner. Spy Dude takes second, and Wes Cosin in third. Oh, and Wes Cosin flips his car again. It looks like Mr. Dark hit him. We'll see if he gets by. Sneaky Bob takes first. Spy Dude takes second, and I don't see anybody else. Take a look up there. Yes, Mr. Dark ended up getting caught behind Wes Cosin and getting a DNF. And there's that fan still face down. Instant replay shows Wes Cosin flipping his car. Mr. Dark plowed into him, so that means that Mr. Dark and Sneaky Bob will both move on with 10 points each. Spy Dude just missing with 9. Congratulations to Mr. Dark and Sneaky Bob, who will be going into the semifinals. Great job there. And a big thank you to Spy Dude and Wes Cosin. Thank you for coming to Pacific Coast International Raceway. We hope to see you guys again here soon. I'm Vinny, your host. Be sure to come back next time for the second half of the quarterfinals here at Pacific Coast International Raceway. Thanks for joining us.